Battle of Magnesia, fought in December 190 BC, was a pivotal confrontation between the Roman Republic and the Seleucid Empire. On one side stood the Roman consul Lucius Cornelius Scipio and his ally Eumenes II of the Kingdom of Pergamon. On the other side was Antiochus III the Great, leader of the Seleucid forces. The stakes were high, with control of Asia Minor hanging in the balance. Antiochus had allied with Philip V of Macedon to carve up the Ptolemaic kingdom's territories, but shifted his focus to Asia after winning the Fifth Syrian War. Fearful of his growing power, independent cities like Smyrna and Lampsacus appealed to Rome for protection. The Romans, concerned about Antiochus's ambitions, demanded he withdraw from Europe and restore autonomy to Greek city-states in Asia Minor. Meanwhile, Hannibal of Carthage, now in exile, joined Antiochus's court, adding to the tensions. By 195 BC, Antiochus had begun rebuilding alliances, including a fragile one with Philip V. However, his naval defeat to the Roman Rhodian fleet left him unable to control the Aegean Sea, paving the way for a Roman invasion. The Roman army, determined to end Seleucid dominance, marched through Maronea and united with Pergamene forces near the river Caicus. The stage was set for a decisive battle. The Roman forces, numbering between 30,000 and 50,000 troops, adopted their trademark Triplex Acies formation. Younger soldiers formed the first line, backed by heavier infantry and veteran triarii in reserve. Scipio commanded the main army at the center, with Eumenes controlling the right flank. The Seleucid army, comprising 50,000 to 70,000 troops, was similarly formidable. Its center featured a 16,000-strong Macedonian phalanx supported by Indian war elephants. Antiochus himself led the elite cavalry on the right flank, while his son Seleucus and nephew Antipater commanded the left flank with cataphracts, archers, and light infantry. Scythed chariots were positioned to spearhead the Seleucid left. The battle began with Eumenes launching a skirmish against the Seleucid left flank. Roman and Pergamene forces overwhelmed the scythed chariots, throwing the Seleucid cataphracts into disarray. Seizing the opportunity, Eumenes led a cavalry charge, breaking through the Seleucid lines and forcing their left flank into retreat. center, the Roman infantry clashed with the Seleucid phalanx. Initially holding firm, the phalanx faltered under relentless attacks from skirmishes and panicked war elephants. Meanwhile, Antiochus launched an aggressive assault with his cataphracts on the Roman right flank, but found himself mired in prolonged combat. The Seleucid left flanks collapse, left their center exposed. As Roman forces advanced, the phalanx began to break, trampled by their elephants and outflanked by the enemy. Disarray spread across the Seleucid lines. Antiochus's cavalry attempted to regroup, but it was too late. His army had already dispersed. With his forces routed, Antiochus fled the battlefield. The Seleucids were forced to surrender their holdings in Asia Minor to Rhodes, Pergamon, and allied city-states. The battle marked the beginning of the end for the Seleucid Empire, which never regained its former glory.